Here are 5 things you can do with command blocks. So for the first one, we just replace our head slot with a certain item. Now this obviously doesn't work in creative or in survival, so we just need to use commands. So this is all it is. It's really simple. It's just /item, replace the entity with that being the closest player to the command block. You could of course also put your name here, whatever you like, then armor.head and then with a end rod 1. So basically this just puts a end rod in your head slot, as you can see right here. And this makes us a little unicorn. And there are of course a lot of different options. We got the dog, we got the monocle, astronaut, banner. You got everything basically. There's everything you would want to have. There are, I think, even a lot more customizations for the head items, but you can just try them out. Just replace the last word with any item you want. There are a lot of different possibilities. Not every item works, so just have fun with it. So next up, we got this Warden costume essentially, and you're just looking like you would be the Warden running around. I think that would be really funny to troll your friends with, just running after them like crazy, and it's actually really simple to do. So let me show you. So first up, we need a mob. So for this example, I'm just gonna summon a Vindicator that is silent, has no AI, and has a tag, which is really important. So you need to have a tag for this Vindicator for any mob essentially. I'm just going to use the word test, but you can put anything here. Then we'll just summon him. There he is. So next up, we need a command that teleports this exact Vindicator to our position. So we just type execute at every entity, and then we just type Vindicator, and we add the tag, which is the test we wrote before. And then at the end, we just type run teleport, and then we can just use the selector from before, copy it, and then you just write your name. So this exact Vindicator that has this tag will get teleported to you. Put it to repeat, and do not activate it yet, because I'm going to show you what happens actually. This happens, and it looks really weird and obviously isn't scary at all. And so what we have to do is just deactivate it again, and next thing we have to do is actually make ourselves invisible. So now it looks a lot better, but we still got one problem. And if I just stay still, you can already notice the problem we got. We're just slightly moving away, and that is because the pillager is actually standing inside of us, so he's pushing us away. And of course we don't want that, because that looks really silly. So what you can do is add a team. I just called it no collision. And then, Jesus Christ, So what you can actually do is add a team that is called no collision, and then set this collision rule to never. So every mob or every player that is inside of that team just has no collision. And this is obviously really handy for this. So you just add that rule, and then you also can, if you want to, add this rule so you don't damage the other mob. But you could also, of course, just set this Vindicator to invulnerable, so you don't even have the issue, but yeah. And to create the team, you just have to type /team add, and then the name of the team, and enter. And as you can already see, the team is already there. So now you would just have to type /team join name, and then you could just type add A for all players, or just type add E and type distance 0.3. So now if I type that and type enter, you can see that 2 members got added to the team name, which would be myself and the Vindicator. And now we have the next issue, as you can see, and I'm now like semi-transparent, and that is because there's another rule that we have to set. That would be team modify name, and then just type see friendly invisibles false, and as you can see now I've disappeared again, so now the command would work perfectly. And you can of course do that with every other mob in the game, so there are a lot of possibilities. Just wanted to say, if you liked the video so far, consider subscribing, as it helps me a lot and motivates me to put out more content. That's all. See ya. So next up, I made two mobs fight each other, which is also something really cool, I think. So you can do this basically with every hostile or passive mob. And I'll link the videos to the ideas in the description because obviously not everything is made by me. So there are a lot of cool people out there that have these ideas. So everything will be linked in the description. So basically all you need to do, you need to spawn two mobs. So this one is a husk in this case, and it has the tags test and target. And the other mob is a spider and has the tags test and source. So the important tag here is the source tag and the target tag. So as you can already imagine, one of these two mobs is the target and the other one is the source. So what we actually do, or how we get to anger the mobs so that they attack each other, is we use the command /damage, which is actually pretty new. So we just use it and damage the husk, which has the tag target. So it gets attacked by this command, and you can already see it gets attacked by the spider, that is the source. So we just give the husk damage, and it's like not even half a heart, I think. So basically the husk gets aggroed and attacks the spider, as you can see. That's why in the beginning the husk gets damaged. And the spider's trying to flee, look at her. Ain't no way. That has not happened before. Here, there you go, buddy. Let's go. Now I'm kind of invested to see this actually. Yeah, there we go. Get him. Oh. And there we go. Anyways, that's the mob arena. So once again, you can put any hostile or neutral mob here and make them fight. So it's a pretty cool thing. But of course, this is not the best arena. Don't judge my building skills, please. Maybe you can show me your arena. I made a Discord server, so you can actually join if you want. The link will be down in the description. Show me your command creations if you want. Or maybe your build creations and build a better arena than I did here. Now, to be able to double jump, all we have to do is use these 4 command blocks and set a scoreboard. So the first thing we do is actually set a scoreboard, just objective, that is called sneak, and it detects the time we are sneaking. So basically we're going to use the sneak or shift button to double jump. So this is the first thing you have to do. Then you use 3 command blocks that are in always active and repeat. And the first command actually just is this one. These 4 command blocks, by the way, are inspired by a video. I'll show the creator on screen right now, so you know from whom I had the idea. So you just tag everyone that is on the ground with this tag. You can use whatever tag you want. I just used the one that was used in the video. And then you add jump. Next up, you reset the scoreboard for the sneak, and then you have a little bit of a bigger of a command, but essentially it just detects the time you have sneaked and then summons a creeper accordingly that explodes and pushes you forward. And the explosion radius of the creeper is set to negative, so it doesn't hurt you, because then it would be a short jump and run. And the last one is actually on chain, conditional and always active, and it just removes the tag jump from everyone that has the tag DJ here. So the last thing you have to do now is just to give yourself this tag, and after that you can do the double jump. Every time you shift, a creeper now spawns and explodes, so you basically just are flung forward, and it's really nice because it's directional. So if we look downward, you get pushed straight upwards, and if you just look forward, you can actually jump really nicely and really accurately. So that's a nice thing to have. Now the last command that we have is the summon mobs at a player command, which is kind of a troll. And before we jump into this command, I just want to tell you first that if you have this command, you should have another command ready in case you can't break this command block, because there are going to be so many mobs spawning that if you accidentally spawn the mobs on yourself, you won't be able to break it and you crash your world or the server or whatever. So whenever you place the command block that has the command inside, just look at the command block, open the chat and type /setblock, and then you can hit tab and space to just type the exact coordinates of that block, and then type air, and then just hit Ctrl A and Ctrl C to copy the command. So in case anything ever happens, you can just hit the command and delete the block so the mob stops spawning, because that can get really bad really fast. Trust me. Anyways, now that we're ready and armed for any worst case scenario, you just place the command block and type execute at, then you type the name of the player. Since I don't really have nobody right now, I'm just going to use my name. And then just type run, summon, and then you can summon any entity, any mob you want. I wouldn't recommend the Ender Dragon, even though it's pretty funny, but the Ender Dragon crashes the game really fast, so try whatever you want. I'm just going to use polar bears, and then we're going to just type these 3 tilde symbols that you can type by typing the right Alt key and then the plus symbol on your keyboard. And then you hit just repeat and always active, and well, see ya. Oh, Jesus. I'm not even moving. It's not me. Jesus Christ. And now you can see I wouldn't even be able to delete the command block at all. So let's just use this command. And now we're at peace. Wait, 1 sec. Now we're at peace. Anyways, that's it for this video. I hope you liked it. If you did, consider subscribing as it's free and it helps me out a ton. Do you have any command ideas? Let me know in the comments down below. And once again, if you like to, the link to my Discord server is down in the description, as well as any links to any videos related to this video. Now, the only things I have left to say is like, subscribe, and most important of all, stay curious.